has been formally charged with a felony for allegedly assaulting a moving truck driver outside his South Florida home. So we know all that. Max, should franchise quarterbacks want to have Antonio Brown and take a chance on him?
First, I have to say that Antonio Brown's behavior has given me no indication, public proclamations he's made or any of his behaviors give me any indication that he's ready to be in the NFL. That's the first thing I have to say about it. But like, if we're going to discuss him actually playing football, then I'm going to entertain which kind of teams he might help. That franchise quarterbacks should want him as a player. Yet, by the way, that's to say nothing of the effect he has in the clubhouse, because in the locker room, because Pittsburgh was loaded. Never won a Super Bowl with Antonio Brown, but okay. That's correlation, maybe not causality. Franchise quarterbacks who have enormous contracts. We were just talking to Mike Tenenbaum, and I was talking about how the rookie window for quarterbacks, their rookie contract gives you the window to win championships, right? Because they're not sucking up so much of the salary space. So quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, who are on playoff teams, maybe Super Bowl contenders, but they lack a dynamic offensive threat, especially at receiver. Those kind of quarterbacks who are taking up an enormous percentage of their team's cap and therefore don't have the resources maybe to get a primetime guy like that, they will be looking at him because he's going to come on the cheap. This is a form, Stephen A., of Moneyball. You know, the idea was commodities that are not properly priced, right? You buy them. So everyone thought in baseball it was about on-base percentage. No, it was just that was what was underpriced, undervalued. So smart GMs snapped that up. Right now, as a player, AB will be undervalued in the sense that he's not going to get paid anywhere near what he's actually worth on the field. He comes with warts off the field. And so someone like Russell Wilson must look at Antonio Brown, I imagine, and think, if he's on our team, mess around with probably favorites to win the Super Bowl, and I agree with him. Stephen A., that's separate from saying whether he should be on an NFL roster in the first place.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. The bottom line is this: Antonio Brown, being the truculent, belligerent, immature individual that he has been, doesn't necessarily deserve to be in an NFL locker room or an NFL uniform at this particular moment in time, until the level of contrition that he needs to show is very, very evident. And as a result, Roger Goodell and the league office are willing to give him yet another chance. Fine. Let me deal with the football aspects. If the Seattle Seahawks get their hands on Antonio Brown, there is no reason to believe, there is no reason to deny that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks are going to be the favorites to be in the Super Bowl. Period. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, with Russell Wilson throwing a football, with Carson in the backfield, and these boys. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this roster right now. You got Carson, you got Rashad Penny. I'm just looking at their running game, and it was an elite running game when them brothers was on the squad last year before Carson went down. We know what Russell Wilson can bring to the table, and we understand that Lockett and DK Metcalf can flat out ball. You add Antonio Brown to that equation, and remember, they just acquired Greg Olsen from Carolina. I mean, my Lord. You're talking about an elite offensive crew, okay, that definitely, as far as I'm concerned, I would favor them over the San Francisco 49ers to come out of the NFC.
Yep,
They'd win the NFC West, as far as I'm concerned. They'd win the conference.
From the defense,
I think it would be them against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how elite Antonio Brown is as a player. Here's what I will say, Max. You cannot put Antonio Brown on a team with a young quarterback. Period. A young quarterback or a quarterback that has less than star status, Antonio Brown does not work, because you can't trust that his behavior won't affect the locker room. You got to take worst case. I'm not accusing Antonio Brown of anything. I'm simply saying you have to take history into consideration and surmise or project that he might be problematic in the locker room. Because you take that position, you can't put him with a young quarterback, and you can't put him with somebody that's less than elite. He can only go someplace where clearly the quarterback is the leader. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you fly the wrong way, that quarterback has the power to get rid of you. That would be Tom Brady. That would be Drew Brees. That would be Patrick Mahomes at this stage of point in time, even though he's young. that would be guys like that. That's where you got to go.
Stephen A.
I can't even say Aaron Rodgers because of what Green Bay did.
I don't believe Antonio Brown would last through the season, but he would never have a better chance than on the Seahawks. A player-friendly coach, a great quarterback in his prime who is a veteran, a defense, all the guys you mentioned, a guy like Metcalf, who just in terms of raw physical talent's bigger, stronger, more talented, he would never have a better chance to succeed. I still don't know that he would last the season or the half season or whatever he'd be eligible to play. But my goodness, you just laid it out. They'd be favorites in the NFC.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.